Put your feelings aside. There's levels to this ish.
Oh, $0. You've got no income. You're either too young, a student, and you fully rely on a third party, usually your parents, for financial support. Level 1, $1,000 a month. Your starter income, between $10 to $15K a year. This is the first time you start making a little bit of money consistently, your first hustle. Making your first $1,000 is one of the greatest feelings in the world. The moment you get paid and the money hits your bank account or wallet, you cannot believe it's real. You feel like you might have a chance at breaking free. At this stage, you're usually careless with money because you never had money before, and there are things you've always wanted. So you buy a pair of sneakers, some clothes, maybe a PS5. If the situation requires it, you might use some of that money to help around the house.
I see Woke Quill, he said, why do people hate Alux? Because for one, and this is what I've heard after I played a couple of Alux videos here. They said because it's a woman talking. And I had to explain to them, like, she's reading a script. This is not her trying to admonish men. She's reading a script. Her voice sounds nice. Okay. So yeah, that's what I heard. That was the one thing. And then the second thing was that, they seemed a little too focused on money. That's what their channel was for. So they just put things into perspective, and they may make jokes here and there about somebody being broke based off of the type of income that man or woman makes. So if you see your income at one of these lower levels, remember, they're just trying to point out that there's differences to how much money a person makes, or people make in our population. Okay. So that's why. So with that level 1, you're saying that, you may buy a PlayStation or something like that, or maybe buy some Jordans. And they had a picture of the man, and I almost got mad, but I had to remember that when you're talking about Jordans and sneakers, the man that they're using is a black man face. I was about to get mad, like, man, that's racist, but no. Because I know the first time when I started making a little bit of money, when I joined the military, I thought for sure that as soon as I got money, I was going to buy all the Jordans that I wanted. Every week, I was going to have a goal to buy Jordans and buy all the video games that I want. Remember when you was young, y'all used to think like that? I know I did. Like, I was like, man, I make some money, I'm going to be able to go to the store and get any video game that I want. But then when you start making money, you're like, man, shit, this ain't even a lot of bread. So you're taking it. So yeah, so things change. So here we go. Let's continue. Level 2.
Level 2, $3,000 a month. The I'm actually doing it income, between $30 and $50K a year. At this point, you think you're king of the world. For the first time in your life, you have what you would consider to be a substantial amount of money on your hands. You realize you can do this for the rest of your life. You buy all the small things you wanted, you take your friends and family out, maybe you throw some money at a sibling to help them. You rent a nicer place and spend your time looking at what kind of car you want, or better said, what kind of car you can realistically afford to buy. Level 3. $10,000 a month, $100K to $150K per year.
If they're saying $10,000 is level 3, and that's the mark that we use in these spaces, $100,000 a year, just know that it's far more levels than this. Okay? So that's how low $100,000 actually ranks on the scale, on the level scale. Okay? Let's get to it.
This is when your side hustle becomes a real business, or you've been promoted and hold a serious role in the company you work for. You start feeling a lot of responsibility, and you realize you no longer have the same amount of time that you used to. At this level, money is no longer increasing happiness the way it used to.
You hear that? Key point. Money isn't increasing happiness at this point. Here we go.
Most research points to $100K a year as the cap between the happiness and income correlation. Basically, more money isn't going to make you happier from this point forward. Level 4, $30,000 to $50,000 a month.
Woo! $30,000 to $50,000 a month. Level 4. This is good. Let's continue.
The life upgrade income, $300K to $500,000 per year. This is the first time in your life where you feel like you're actually rich. You earn substantially more than anyone else in your family. You feel super confident in your ability to generate income. If you could only keep this going for just a couple more years, not only will you be a millionaire, but you think you'll be set for life. You purchased and paid in full for what you consider to be an incredible home, probably a really nice apartment that you have fully furnished. It took you longer than a year, but you eventually moved in. If you really want to, you could even afford a brand new car, but you're smart enough not to go for anything crazy. Level 5, $100K to $250K a month, $1 million to $3 million a year. Well, congratulations, my friend. Once you cross the $500,000 a year mark, you're now officially in the 1% of earners. According to the Economic Policy Institute, the average annual wage of the top 1% was $823,763 as of 2020.
So they're gonna cite 2 references. But remember when I first started the show, I told you guys that success looks different amongst everyone. And I see in the chat, I see people saying, I'm trying to get to level 3 and take it abroad. I'm trying to get to level 5. Who else? At least 5 levels, assuming 10. Let me see. Damn, I'm trying to get to level 4. You see? So Big Boy success looks different than Woke Quill's success. So that's why I never want to put a blanket statement on somebody saying rich and just stopping it right there. It's a difference. It's a huge difference. And that's a good question to ask you guys when you were kids. What was the thing that you thought somebody was rich if they had it in their house? We used to think if somebody bought bonbons, you remember those little ice cream balls, Pauls? You remember those bonbons? And they wasn't even that expensive. Like it's but if you had that, it's just like, oh, whatever. Well, what I thought was rich, if somebody wore a Citizen's watch. And I know that sounds crazy based off the watch hierarchy now, but my goal when I got older was to own a Citizen's watch. And of course, I own a couple now. But they used to have this commercial, a very catchy commercial. They say citizen, not lots of citizens.
Citizen, elegant citizen, elegance. Lots of citizens.
And they're citizens.
Chic, citizen, sleek, citizen, like my citizen, elegant. Ooh, his citizen, her citizen. One citizen with lots of citizens. Citizen, citizen.
Now that's some citizen.
Ooh, elegant, perfectly elegant citizen. We've got elegance.
And they used to play it all the time during football games and basketball games. And my grandmother, she used to always point like, oh man, they make the nicest watches. And I just remembered that. And it stuck in my head even when I got older. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to definitely get me a Citizen's watch. Grey Poupon, they would drive up to the car. Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
The finer things in life. Happily, some are affordable, like Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. Grey Poupon is so fine, it's even made with white wine. Its original French Dijon recipe adds distinctive flavor to beef, pork, and poultry, salad dressing and sauces, and of course, sandwiches. So enjoy one of life's finer pleasures.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon? But of course.
Grey Poupon. It even has wine.
And we used to be like, man, they rich in there. And then the worst thing that happened when you poor, you don't have much money. We wasn't like dirt poor, but we'd be watching TV and that damn show, The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, would come on. Oh.
Don't miss a sizzling second of the all-new Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Television's unchallenged authority on fame and fortune delivers big surprises, bigger stories, and the biggest names. Candid confessions from the stars of show business and big business, plus intimate tours of the world's most luxurious homes. seeing is believing. So get ready to party hardy with all your favorite stars on the all-new Lifestyles.
It was like a kick in the heart. Like you think like you doing something great, and then that show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and you just sit there in awe. Like, wow, like look at all this that they have. Fun fact for the young people, y'all know America used to love Donald Trump, right? Yes, America used to love everybody, black folks, white folks, all of us. He did a show on America, or the Rich Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. He used to be in rap videos. He used to hang out with a lot of folks in our community. Everybody used to like Donald Trump because he was the pillar or the avatar of wealth. When you heard Trump, you thought millions. Yeah, so
A more recent study by Smart Asset points that the national average of the top 1% of earners is $597,815. The drop has been mostly COVID-related, but with inflation going up like crazy, we expect these numbers to not hold on for much longer. You are either a partner in a business or the owner of an established business. You have multiple employees that earn between $45,000 to $100,000 a year. Level 6, $1 million a month. Between
$1 million a month. And I know y'all thinking like, man, this got to be the last level. No. And I told you guys after I came back from the south of France last year, man, it put things into perspective. You go to Monaco and all those places around there, you're going to see like yachts just parked. Not people using them. These are we did a tour where they took us to the docks or whatever, and they pointed out which yachts belong to who. And these were people that live in the States. Famous folks who live in the States. Magic Johnson has a yacht that's parked in the south of France. It's just parked there. And the upkeep is done by people out there. It's actually a job. So when he's ready to go out there, he'll go, hey, I'm coming out there, have my yacht ready. That's how I knew. I was like, man, this is a different level. So it was great to be there. We did some shopping, but nothing crazy. But
and $15 million a year. Most wealthy individuals will agree that this is the inflection point. $1 million a month or a net worth of around $25 million. From $25 million and up, more money does not contribute to your lifestyle or general happiness. This is the money that can buy the happiness ceiling. Once you reach level 6, money no longer matters. You feel like you and your family will never be poor again. You can live anywhere you want to in the world and enjoy the same level of lifestyle. But you settle down next to where your business is centered and fly around the world based on where you need to do business.
So, and that was a good point. And that's goes into the whole passport bro thing. At that level, they were basically saying wherever you live, you can still continue the same lifestyle that you were living in the States. So, and that's the difference between the passport bros. Like sometimes they'll say, yeah, my money stretches longer if I go to this different country. And they're absolutely right. But that's the difference. So at this level 6, you can live wherever. You guys know, I just went to Switzerland. I went to Luxembourg last year. Last year, those are some of the, the most expensive countries, city, state, or whatever, Luxembourg. But yeah, so if you were to move there at this level, you could still be able to maintain your same lifestyle. So, okay, let's continue.
Level 7, $50 million to $100 million a year.
Woo.
To take a company from $50 million a year to $1 billion a year in revenue is something extraordinary. The person able to do something like that is a world class in terms of performance. To get $50 to $100 million a year in income as an individual, you either own a very successful company or are the CEO of a multinational company doing incredible numbers. The person able to build robust enough systems to take a company from, let's say, $100 million in revenue to $1 billion in yearly revenue is worth this kind of salary. Just to put things into perspective, in the United States alone, there are over 40 CEOs earning over $100 million per year as a salary. Level 8.
So we still going. Level 8. Almost there. I know y'all was like, man, we still got more. How many levels is it? Oh, they still going. And they calling level 8 almost there. Fair use. Let's keep going.
Almost their income. A couple $100 million, but not yet $1 billion. Believe it or not, there are people who earn in the hundreds of millions of dollars per year. The most common are the ultra-high-level hedge fund managers, business tycoons, and this includes heirs to industrial empires as well. The rest are mostly outliers that might have a couple of good years but are never able to sustain it for decades. Hedge funds are institutions that manage other rich people's money with the purpose of generating high returns. These institutions invest billions of dollars every year and get to keep some of the profits they generate. The rule of thumb is 2 and 20. 2% per year from your initial deposit and 20% of all of the profit the fund is able to generate for you. Most of these funds require you to have a net worth in the tens of millions of dollars to even be allowed in. Level 9. 3 Comma Club income.
3 Comma Club. I like how they put that. That's pretty cool. This is the billionaires. 3 Comma Club. That's pretty cool. Let's go.
$1 billion or more per year. These are your high-level billionaires. At this level, we're no longer talking about income as much as we're focusing on the growth of someone's net worth. The world's 10 richest people, the likes of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bernard Arnault, have added over $400 billion to their net worth in a single year. People like Elon usually don't take a salary. Instead, they get rewarded in shares based on how well the company does. So if Tesla does well, Elon gets more shares and thus his net worth skyrockets. What level of income are you currently at, and what level of income do you intend to stop? How much money do you think you need?
Now, I left that question in there for a reason. So after you've seen all these levels, and we just discussed what success looks like and how it differs from each person, how much more money do you think you need? Like right now, currently. And I know that sounds like an odd question because you're like, well, yeah, I want all the money. But realistically, and Slim Thug, he just actually posted something. He said, he told people $1 million is not a lot of money.
If you broke, $1 million is not enough. $1 million is not enough. If you broke, stop saying, if I had $1 million, I'd be good for the rest of my life. No, you won't. If you broke, you got $1 million shit you got to buy right now. You got $1 million worth of shit you got to buy right now. You need a house, car. Most of y'all bad spending motherfuckers gonna spend money at the mall. You gonna go to celebrate. You got $1 million. By the time you do all that shit, you gonna be broke again. So stop saying if I had $1 million. It ain't about a number. It's about being a hard worker every day and grinding every day and keep going and keep going. It's a lifestyle. It's not a destination. So stop putting a destination on your goals. If I had $1 million, no, grind every day and get you some income forever.
And people were looking at acting like he was crazy because that $1 million has to last you a lifetime. So in that sense, it's not a lot of money for somebody who's broke. Now, for somebody who's well off and you get $1 million, the first thing you're probably going to do is invest. I mean, that's me. I'm going to put that shit into some accounts and watch that shit grow. But if you don't have no money now and somebody gave you $1 million, then you have to look at it from that aspect. It is, in every aspect, $1 million is a lot of money, but it won't be over time. And you need to make that stretch for, let's do the math here. So $1 million for the next, let's say 20 years. That would be $50,000 a year. So let's say if you kept that, I mean, after taxes, you had $1 million. You put that into the bank and you pay yourself $50,000 annually. Is that a lot of money? Y'all look at it from that perspective? Yes or no? So let's say you quit working. Is that a lot of money for the next 20 years? No. Okay. So yeah, think of it like that. So that was pretty eye-opening, right? Y'all, who was somebody asked, it's like, man, how many levels is there? It's a lot of levels, man.
I had to increase the dose. It's over 50 milligrams now. That's getting dangerous.
And then she came out till the baby no way. But she caught me on the counter. Saw me banging on the sofa.